All right, Reggie, where are we and what are we doing?
We are at the Ohio Retro Gaming Expo TORG, and we are hunting for deals. So don't have time to talk. I'm out of here.
All right, let's do it.
Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and I am back with another video. This time I am heading to Columbus, Ohio for TORG. That stands for the Ohio Retro Gamer Expo. This is my first time traveling to Ohio, and I thought I would take this opportunity to do a follow-up video to one I did fairly recently where I was talking about the current state of retro game collecting. While that video primarily focused on some of the crazy and outrageous prices, this one's going to focus more on some of the deals that you can get at these expos. And to help with this, I've asked several of the vendors what they think are good deals today. Now, many of these vendors, they buy and sell games both at these conventions, but also at their own businesses pretty much every single day. And I think the answers may surprise you. As for me, I'm going to work on my complete Sony PSP game collection, and at the end of this video, I'll show you everything I picked up for that. Let's take a look. I arrived in Columbus, Ohio a day early and checked into our hotel. Now they have us booked at the Hyatt Regency, and dude, check out that view of Columbus. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. But because we are here a day earlier than when the expo actually starts, I wanted to check out some of the local game stores, and so we're gonna go check out a place called Play It. Now, this is a really big store, and it's only about a 10-minute drive from the convention center. I guess they have a couple different locations, and what's cool about this is that it's divided into basically 3 equal parts of games, movies, and music.
All right, dude, what are some current deals with retro video games?
Oh, goodness. PS1, great deal. PlayStation, the original PlayStation. PS3, the whole PlayStation family. You know, PS4 is way down with the BC, PS5s that are out there. There's some good deals on PS4s right now. So, yeah, those are some of the better deals.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like I said, I am looking for PSP games. It's been a goal of mine to try to get all of the North American PSP games for a couple years now, but you know, I've been very kind of just casual about looking for those, and I thought, you know, on this trip, I'm actually going to dive in and try to really knock out some of the games that I've been looking for quite a while.
It's a me!
It's me, Mario!
And I love these kind of stores where they have a big variety of stuff. Obviously, they've got a lot of video games and collectibles and things like that. But you guys know me, I'm also into music, and it was really nice seeing this entire third of the store dedicated to music as well. Had to dig through a bunch of vinyl records here.
I'm also looking for some Steven Seagal movies. So, Above the Law, Marked for Death, let's see if they have it.
And yes, I'm also looking for movies. This is something that's kind of changed in the last couple years because, as you guys know, not every movie will be on streaming. And sometimes you want to watch a Steven Seagal movie, and it's not available on streaming. So you know what? I'm going to try to find a couple of his in this store.
Mainly what I am looking for is either Neo Geo Pocket Color, or I am also looking for, and it sounds dumb, N-Gage. I'm going for an N-Gage set because it's weird like me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How many games are in the N-Gage collection?
I think for the US, I want to say it was like 43 games, something like that, and I have about half of them. I don't know how I got half of them, but I got half. So I figured, why not finish it?
Cool.
I thought it was pretty hilarious that Chris is looking for N-Gage games. That's something that could be kind of interesting to collect for. Thankfully, there's not a ton of them, but they're also pretty hard to find. You know, not everybody's coming in looking for those things. So I don't think he actually walked away with many here.
Right here? Right here?
Oh,
wait.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, are you serious right now? I'm going to fight you.
I literally
Oh, it's
just found
skins?
it.
Oh, what the hell is that?
They were right over in this section.
We also got to look behind the scenes going downstairs where they keep all the overflow, plus the stuff that needs to be cleaned, cataloged, and processed. This is also where they handle all the online orders, and as you can see, this is just a massive space down here. It was huge. I mean, it was basically having another store down here. And so that was pretty fun checking out that place, and I did pick up a couple PSP games that I'm going to show you at the end of this video, and I got them for a very good price. You know, according to price charting, the average price for a PSP game is around $15, and that's definitely what I'm seeing out in the wild. Some of them can be more, but a lot of them are cheaper than that too. That's pretty much it for the first day. I'm going to go to bed early because the expo's next morning. Wake up the next morning to another glorious day in Columbus, Ohio, and I am ready for this expo. Now, what's really cool about this is that the convention center where this is held is massive. It is one of the biggest convention centers I think I've ever seen, and what's wild about it is that it also has kind of like this mall section in there. It's got a food court with a bunch of restaurants, and it has several hotels that are attached to it. It's a pretty neat all-in-one setup. And they really leaned hard into Halo for this expo. They actually brought in a bunch of Halo voice actors that were signing autographs and taking photos with fans. And then check this out. This dude found a Halo branded Zune player. Does anybody else remember the Zune music player? I know, so cool, right? So random. He also brought in his Xbox, his original Xbox, to have them sign it as well. So that was pretty cool.
All right, dude, what's a good deal right now?
To me, I think the N64, they're priced down on them right now. It has some of the best classic titles on it, like Mario Party, Mario Kart. Like, to me as a gamer, you want to get stuff that you can get game value out of and gameplay value. And the N64 is definitely holding that right now.
All right.
For like $70, being able to get a system in a game, you can't beat that. So
Awesome. Thank you.
no problem.
As I'm walking around, I am making a dent in my PSP game collection at this expo. Again, finding lots of deals. And like I mentioned before, PSP games don't have to be very expensive. There are a couple that are maybe over $100, but for the vast majority of them, you're going to find them for, you know, $10, $20, stuff like that.
All right, what are some good deals right now?
All right, all show long, we've been running buy two, get one free. I do try to limit that free thing to around 15 or less, but of course, if you buy a whole bunch of stuff, we make better deals. And always, you know, if you don't like a price, we talk.
Nice. And you got a bunch of stuff too.
We do, we got plenty of stuff.
Awesome, thank you.
There was one particular vendor there that had this massive table, and he was doing buy two, get one free all weekend long. This is a pretty trippy dude because as you saw when I interviewed him, he's a super nice guy, and it's his personal collection. So he brought his son and daughter to help him with this, basically just kind of blowing out his personal collection for really good deals. And as you see right here, you know, from everything from the N64 to, you know, older stuff, newer stuff, it didn't matter. He had very good prices, I thought.
All right, dude, what system has some good deals right now?
You know, I really want to give like a shout out to Original Xbox. I think Original Xbox has such a like great pool of games, specifically stuff that's cross-gen with like a PS2, and it is such a sleeper freaking console with like some amazing games. Jet Set Radio Future.
I completely agree. By the way,
Shenmue 2. Oh my gosh!
Nice.
So and it's like dirt cheap to get into. There's some like higher stuff, but like the big hits on the console, Crimson Skies, Halo games, like it is a super cheap and affordable console to get into. It's crazy.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
This expo had a pretty cool retro gaming museum set up, and basically you could walk in and out of here through this tunnel right here that had the really cool lighting, kind of check out the history of gaming. And then attached to it, they also had a small little free-to-play section here, and yeah, that was pretty cool to kind of stop for a little bit, play some games. I, of course, was drawn to Typing of the Dead. I'm a pretty decent typist, and so any chance I get to play this game, I will jump at it.
Okay, so we're just down here as the peasants, and I look up, there's a suite, and I see freaking Jason, Metal Jesus up there. Zoom in on him. Wow. Wow, Jason.
Rocking away.
Wow, Jason. Must be nice to be super important. Must be really nice to be super important, Jason. Metal Jesus.
I had no idea that Retro Rick was shooting that video there because I was hanging up in the lounge, trying to get some footage of above the event, but also kind of chill out and have some water. Yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, dude, what system has some good deals right now?
Definitely the PlayStation 4. We're still so close to that generation that the games aren't very expensive, and there's a ton of really good titles for it right now. Most of the really, really good stuff can be had for under $50, and most games are under $20.
Nice. I also saw this Sony 3D television. I've been kind of looking for one of these. Unfortunately, too much of a pain in the butt to fly it home. But there are a bunch of PS3 games that do support it, so I'm kind of on the lookout for it. What's the word of the day?
Hi, cheese.
Good answer.
Thank you.
Come on, you can do better than that.
I can do better than that. Floxinaucinihilipilification.
That is better. I don't know what you just said, but
It means to put someone down or make fun of them.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yay. I don't know why I started asking people the word of the day. I'm such a dumbass sometimes. I just thought it'd be kind of funny, and actually some of the answers that I got, they were humorous. What's the word of the day?
Egg salad sandwich. I don't know.
Egg salad. I do like egg salad sandwiches.
Me too.
All right, man. What's the word of the day?
Pancakes.
Pancakes. What time is it?
It's plastic paper pieces.
My clock does not work. Hold on. 11:27.
We need pancakes.
Pancakes. Go.
Hello.
I'm starting to see these more and more at these expos, these fan-created 3D printed collectibles, right? You know, you'll see signs based on Nintendo and your favorite, game franchises, but then you'll also see Nintendo and Sega characters that are 3D printed, which makes me think that Nintendo and Sega and Sony and Microsoft, they should really lean more into this stuff, right? It'd be very cool if they had booths set up at every one of these expo with licensed collectibles and stuff for your game room or your bedroom or your office. I think that would be pretty cool. It's definitely a missed opportunity because the demand is there. Reggie pointed out this special Xbox 360 here. As you see, it's Fight Night Round 4. I guess only 10 of these were given away randomly to people who ordered a large pizza. They had one here, which is pretty cool. Hey dude, what's a system that has got some good deals on it?
So a system that has some really good deals right now is probably the PSP right now.
Yay!
Yeah, and I think there's a game that you actually don't have. I think it's this one right here.
I do need that one. Yay! Thank you.
You're welcome.
As the expo went on and my PSP game collection got taller and taller, I made the decision to mail my clothes home. That's what I do when I basically want to, bring the games home in my luggage. And honestly, I don't care when my clothes gets home, right? It can take another week. As far as I care, I'll be fine. But that's what I end up doing for this expo. What system do you think has some good deals right now?
I think PlayStation 3 is a smart buy right now. With the way 360 jumped after they closed the store, I think PS3 is poised to do the same thing. So,
cool. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I heard you got a deal.
I did. I got this thing for $30. It's about 90 to 100.
Huh, and what makes it kind of unique?
It is the collector's edition, so it has a second disc inside bonus disc as usual, which with this one, it is the arcade version of Mortal Kombat 1. And it also has a gold Scorpion card on the inside.
It looks like it's in great condition.
It is in great condition.
Awesome.
Actually. Very good. No stickers really at all. And
it's a good deal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
And so as you can see, there are some deals to be had at gaming expos like this, and that's the reason why I wanted to do this video, because yes, obviously there's very collectible stuff to be found. It's an expo, that's what they do. However, there are a lot of deals to be found as well. All right, dude, what system has some good deals right now?
PS2 is where it's at. You can get so many good $10 games. Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Final Fantasy X, the Dark Cloud games, just so many good $10 games that if you really want to start building a collection, I'd absolutely start there.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
And while collecting for the PlayStation 4, the original Xbox, or the PSP may not be the sexy or cool answer, I don't know. This is what I like to do. This is typically how I collect. I like to collect the things that most people are kind of ignoring, and it's worked out pretty well for me. I thought this was pretty interesting. He pointed out that one of these Super Mario Brothers doesn't have the Nintendo seal of approval. Never seen that before. But it's time to fly back home to Seattle, and I'll show you all the PSP games I picked up. I do want to mention that some of these were given to me by fans of the channel, including iPet. You'll notice that Invisimals and iPet include the PSP camera inside the box. That's why it's so big. There were several Metal Gear Solid games on the PSP, and for some reason I lost my original copy of Metal Gear Acid. That's actually a really cool turn-based, card-based strategy game. Very different from the typical Metal Gear game. I also lost my original copy of God of War Ghost of Sparta for some reason. It's so weird. Over the decades, you lose this stuff sometimes, and I ended up having to pick up another copy, plus some other cool stuff here, including Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. Here are two franchises that I never really paid attention the first time around. That is Naruto and also Ben 10. To be honest, I don't know very much about either of these. I know that's probably a shocker, but yeah. So there are a bunch of these games on the PSP, and so I started to add these to the collection because I'm going to need them if I'm going to have a complete collection. I'm also not really into Dragon Ball Z or Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know. For me, when it comes to anime, I'm all about Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, that sort of era. So yeah, I don't know much about these, but again, there are several of these games on the PSP. A couple licensed games here, including Family Guy, the video game, as well as Miami Vice, the game. Now, I haven't played either of these yet, so I have no idea if they're any good. I will say, though, that if you remember the Miami Vice reboot that happened during this time, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was okay. At this time, The Sims 2 was huge, and the PSP got, I think, 3 of them, if not maybe 4. I'm trying to remember. I'd have to look in my collection, but yeah, I had none of these until I went to the expo. No idea how fun they are, but again, it's good because they're relatively cheap. Here are 3 franchises that I think most of us probably played on our Xbox 360s and our PS3s. I haven't played these on the PSP yet, but these are games I'm probably going to dive into sooner than later. I've heard many good things about Army of Two. Yeah, so if you played any of these right here, let me know down in the comments. And then here are some more random ones, including Twisted Metal Head On. I remember when I first got my PSP, I actually had a copy of Twisted Metal and played it a lot, but I feel like it was like a demo or a pack-in or something. I don't remember if I actually had the case for it at the time. But it just goes to show the variety of games that came out on the PSP. You know, I know it wasn't as popular as the DS, I get it, but I'm telling you, as you collect these things, I'm constantly blown away by like, wow, this game came out on the PSP, this one over here, so it's fun to go back. And then there was a table that had a bunch of refurbished handhelds, and I saw this Metal Gear one here that I did not own. I've never actually owned the PSP with a bunch of camouflage on it. The guy was telling me that there's actually several different variations of this Metal Gear handheld, this PSP, depending on the pattern of the camouflage there. So I guess there's like 2 or 3 or 4 of them or something like that. So I thought this was pretty cool, so I had to pick it up. And so that, guys, is the Ohio Retro Gamer Expo, and really a look at some deals that you can get in retro gaming right now. And again, I know that a lot of retro games are very expensive, but if you're willing to look beyond that at some of the stuff that maybe other people are ignoring, you can find some deals out there. And that's kind of what the point of this whole video was, to give you an idea as to what collecting is like, especially at expos, but also, like the beginning of the video, you know, at some of the local retro gaming stores as well. I want to thank them for flying us out, and for everybody who came up and said hello. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you for watching my video. Thank you for subscribing, and take care.